us out in West Virginia's green. They built a homestead called Merroway out, and of which he'd always dreamed, where ancient meets the modern in a rural wild domain. Off the grid, we're thriving in sun and gentle rain, making progress every day, building bonds and blazing trails, crafting dreams with heart and sweat. Our hard work never fails. Lord, minion, small but grand.
I hope you built yourself a spud cellar, a root cellar. What are they called? Root cellar. I like spud cellar though.
Man, hey, come on down to Spud Sellers Ford. Spud Cellar, we got F-150s, we got Explorers.
We don't have potatoes. My name is Spud. That's me. Hello.
And I understand cellar confusing because it implies that I am the one. I am in the business of commerce with spuds.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's with a C.
C-E-L-L-A-R. That's a name you can trust. Okay.
Yeah, it's also not a cellar. Cellar's my last name. My name's Spud Cellar.
Are you sure this is going to work? Are you sure this extremely ironic campaign that we're going to try to run in local car dealership is going to work? Couldn't we just sponsor like the local high school football team? Are we resorting to gimmick ads?
Yeah, just hold a banner in front of say something about veterans. I don't know.
Just hold a high school girls car wash in your lot.
That's a good that's some kind of Sorkin or Adam McKay movie is like big Hollywood like advertising guy goes to small town to bring irony to local commercials.
Did you know that high school girls doing car washes is
Dude, I had this exact fucking same thought.
Whoa,
I drove by one,
right.
except they weren't in high school, so it wasn't. It was.
Oh wow!
I was like, okay, that's not the appeal of that one. But I was still glad that people are not too paranoid to do that. You know?
Yeah, no, it's straight up back. They have high school girls doing car washes here in Texas, God's country. It's unbelievable. I thought that was. What? How did that slip through did it slip through the cracks or was it reborn?
Yo, fish. I had just assumed that was long gone. I was like, there's no way people can understand that anymore, because it's like you have to have a tiny amount of nuance in that. You know, if they're high schoolers, it's like you are giving them money, and you get to watch high school girls wash your car, but you're not allowed to fuck them, and that's okay. Like it's both, you know.
It's really difficult to grasp.
People cannot grasp that. Yeah.
Well, it's look, but you can't touch.
Yes.
Like it's as old as
it was
time.
universally understood. Yes.
Yeah.
You can look. You can't.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is that I think too many people might have been touching the goods, or like there were, but the people weren't aware of it, or they like would cover it up, or. Like that, and they're like, okay, well, we're not allowed to do this anymore. Kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But
we really threw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think there's still room for a good old fashioned ogling. You know, like I think
classy ogling. Yeah, like
yes.
it's not like you're not forcing it. It's like this is there's good reason for this happening.
I'm not her. But I'm an admirer of beauty, Like I'm not some sort of lascivious old bastard licking my lips over young flesh. But I am a man who could look at a statue and admire the craftsmanship and artistry behind it. And how am I supposed to deny God's creation and all of its glory? That would be wrong.
Were they in swimsuits? The ones you saw?
No, of course not. No, they're
okay.
fucking. They got them dressed like fucking nuns. But we're working our way.
Well, what was the getup then? Because they got to get wet, like. Because the ones I saw, I think they had bikinis, but they had big T-shirts. So they just had big T-shirts.
Yeah, on. big T-shirts and like athletic pants. So we're doing like yoga pants.
I wouldn't want to walk around like in soaked yoga pants. That sounds uncomfortable.
Again, this is the compromises that we have to make, and they're willing to make that sacrifice for us. They're willing. to take that one for the team.
That
so
was
that we.
that was one of our dreams. Was that really old car your dad had in his garage, of like finally like getting that to where it could run, and then like getting in old timey suits and going to a high school girl car wash and like chomping cigars or something.
Oh yeah, no, I mean.
That would still be a good bit.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean
the dream's not dead yet. Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, it's like it's
that
a
might
little.
get us.
It's you have to really commit. Like the older you get, you have to like really commit to it, because if you know, it's hard to pull off a joke that silly when you're like in your 30s. You know.
No, you have to break through the old barrier to where everything's off limit. Everything's on the table. I think once you hit about 45 or maybe even 50. You are no longer held to any sort of standard as a guy. Like I think you've made it far enough to where you can be as creepy as you want and it doesn't matter.
I disagree. I don't think. I mean,
as long as you're not actually like harming people, if you're just.
I think people are going
to
like, judge you quite harshly if you're a creepy 45-year-old guy.
What are they going to do? I got a fucking lawyer.
Well, I mean, they're not going to. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to do anything. But I mean, they're going to be whispering nasty things behind your back.
I'm going to slide one of those girls at 20.
You're getting more creepy. You're just saying more and more creepy things.
She's gonna have to work for it.
No, stop talking.
Oh wait,
this is so easily misconstrued. Oh my god.
Yeah. Don't you understand the irony behind my suit and my bills? What? Everyone's so uncultured now; they can't understand.
They can't
the
understand.
irony and the humor. What's been going on with you, bud?
What's up with me? I mean, there's a good amount of stuff. A healthy amount of stuff. I am obsessed with finding gold in the woods, so that's healthy. There's gold in the fucking woods. Did you know about this?
Do you have a sieve out there and you're just sifting through?
No, I'm not some fucking chump. Also, okay. I don't live near running water. No, so I get this email the other day, and I am like, I don't even think about it. I'm like, obviously this is spam, because it says I've hidden 10 ounces of gold in the woods, and I'm like, all right, man. But then I just happened to glance at the email address, and it says so-and-so at castledoctrine.com, and I'm like, oh shit. Do you remember the video game called The Castle Doctrine?
Oh, I don't. Tell me about
it. It was this game. It was a neat idea from like, I don't know, it was probably like 10 years ago at this point, maybe less. You would it was like an online game. You would build like your own house that would be like a maze of traps and shit. And that would be your house. And people would like basically try to break into it. And then you would try to break into other people's houses. Yeah, cool idea. So like every couple of years, I'm just on this guy's email list because I bought the game. Every couple of years I get an email from him. And so now his new like ARG is a scavenger hunt for 10 ounces of gold that he's hidden somewhere seemingly in upstate New York. So
shit.
So yes. In fact, I have.
What are hints? You gotta clue me in on this.
What's that?
You're trying to hoard all those gold for yourself and keep your boy
out
of it? What are the clues?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's your driver's license say? What state does it say?
I got a car, bitch. It works there.
But it's here. Let me. It's every day. There's a map with a giant circle where the gold is, and the circle gets smaller every day, right?
Cool.
And there's trail cameras on it. And it's just in the fucking woods somewhere, and it's a crazy looking piece of equipment. Look at the thing sitting there.
Oh my god! It's a tornado. It's a tornado of gold. What? It's a series of discs.
Yeah, because I think it's like circles getting smaller is sort of the idea.
Oh,
right?
Cool.
So
sweet.
Similar to in concept. Oh, and also, so like you get extra hints if you pay $20 and buy in, which I did, and people paying that $20 goes into a pool, and that pool will go into a Bitcoin wallet, and the password for the Bitcoin wallet is engraved onto the gold trophy.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that they just fucking put this in my parents' backyard.
It looks
somewhere.
like, yeah, it could be anywhere. It's. I think they've narrowed it down to it's probably somewhere in the like Slide Mountain, like Poughkeepsie maybe area, like southwest of Albany, somewhere around there. But that's still a real fucking big wilderness.
Fucking, of course, it's downstate. Couldn't even make it all the way up to like Utica.
No, nothing's ever.
Of course. Yeah. It's about like 30 minutes outside of Woodstock. Fucking can't just have it in the middle of actual goddamn nowhere.
Put it in my backyard. Yes. There's one of the trail cams is only activated by motion, and there's been animals walking by it. There was a porcupine that walked right past this thing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a fun little ARG. Very nice.
Yeah, it's neat.
What else you got going
on? It's been getting cold here, since late August. So
Naturally.
So all of the mice decided to move into my house. They were not invited. I didn't consent to it. But there was a string of about like 4 nights in a row where my cat was catching mice every night. And just like at like fucking 2-4 in the morning.
These mice are like characters in a horror movie where they go, it's like, oh, we should go into the spooky old house. We should go into the safety of this secluded old house and fuck. Little do they know that there's a goddamn monster inside that's about to tear them up.
They don't care, man. Yeah, it must smell so much of cat in here. There's hair everywhere. Yeah, they've never been upstairs before, like on the main floor. I don't know why they decided to start coming up here, but just my cat would get 1 or 2 every night, and then like she doesn't kill them, so I have to capture them then, and then the only effective like fast humane way I could figure out to kill them, because I can't just let them go outside because they'll come right back in. So I have those 22 rounds that are filled with little like shot, like it's like a tiny little shotgun.
Oh my
shell.
God.
And I've just been like at like 4 in the morning when it's like all dewy outside, I've just been marching these mice out into the woods to their death by execution by firing squad, which is me. And I just like set them out, and they just like, they know something bad's gonna happen because they just got let go, so they just like stand still, and then finally they take like 2 steps, and I just fucking the first one, it shouldn't be, I did not want to find this funny. The first one I blasted I was a little too close, because like these 22 rounds, they're filled with like these BBs that are like a couple millimeters. If you shoot like a paper target like 5 yards away, it won't even get through the paper. So I thought I had to be really close, so I blasted it real close, and it made like, it punched a hole in the ground, and then like I saw like, in my vision, it was like I saw 2 frames of this mouse like flying like 20 feet away, like flying head over heels. Hey,
at least it's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
the thing is literally that's the horrible irony of small animals and having to dispose of them. Is like,
I don't want to smush them. Like, that's gross.
No, it's like obviously smushing them is as a human being nigh physically impossible. You have to be a total maniac to be like, I'm just gonna squish this fucking mouse underneath my foot.
Yeah.
Like, because we impart so much human characteristics upon these things. But even the most humane ways we could do it still feel fucking brutal. It's like, God, there was a bird at a wedding I was shooting recently, a beautiful goldfinch, just a beautiful bird, had flown into a window, and it was clearly like partially paralyzed or like on its way out, and I just could not bring myself to just put it out of its misery, because like, what am I gonna do? Like, just crush this bird underneath my foot? Like, I can't do it. It's the right thing to do, and I can't do it. So I basically put it in the shade and then like watched it slowly die over the course of a day, because I could not just bring myself to kill it there. I
mean, usually you give them 10 minutes, they're just stunned. They just kind of fly away.
Yeah, no, this one was fucked up. Yeah, no. But anyway, well, that's horrifying that you're dealing with this.
Well, I've been coping with it by I've just been role playing as who was it? Brad Pitt in that movie where he's
Killing him softly.
no, where he's Jamaican or whatever. And I've just been going like, I take the mouse and I shepherd them to the next place. I take them to the next place.
I can't remember what movie that is.
I think it's called Meet Joe Black.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, but yeah. That's funny as shit, man. What else you got going on?
Let's see. The other thing, well, we were gonna record yesterday, but like I would have had to kind of rush it yesterday because I didn't get to watch much of this show like I was planning to on Saturday night because I was stranded in a Walmart parking lot for a couple hours.
God.
Because my truck's battery died. Didn't know how old the battery was. Probably should have checked that. But yeah, the truck didn't start, and that's not a good place for your car to not start. Because like 9 p.m. at a Walmart parking lot, even at a nice Walmart in a nice town, the people there were so scary.
This is the one near me, or the one is the one closer to you?
It's the one near the lake.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah, there's one down there. And yeah, that's like like I can't ask anyone there for a jump because it's just like there's a guy parked next to me like blasting Wu-Tang and like hanging out of his driver's side door tying his shoes for 10 minutes, Well,
the thing is that asking anybody for a jump in a parking lot is immediately like, makes you look like a crazy person.
Yep.
Like that's just not an interaction that you can have where you come out looking normal. Even when you're jumped and gone, they're still like, what the fuck was up with that guy?
Yeah, well, because it's like, yeah, in a perfect world, that would just be a perfectly normal thing to do, But like someone does that, and obviously the immediate assumption is like, this must be happening to this fucking guy all the time because he's probably fucking high, Like this guy probably has a shitty car.
But that's not right. It shouldn't have to be faced with that assumption.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then I was like, your mom come get you? Your dad come get you?
Well, that was I was gonna have to call my mom, but I was like, there's got to be a way out of this. And I was like, well, obviously I'm just gonna buy a battery in Walmart.
That sounds like a pain in the ass to change. Holy shit!
It's right next to a hardware store. I checked the hardware store. They don't sell car batteries, weirdly enough, but Walmart does. I'm like, okay. So I'm like checking. I'm like they have a thing to check like if the battery, fits your car model, but I'm still not like very confident in it. I checked like a couple places, but still like you're never totally confident if you're just looking into it yourself. I'm like, all right, I'd still really rather not call my mom. So I go in and I'm like, and I'm walking through the Walmart a second time now. I already went in to buy something. Now I'm walking through. Now there's teens running around. There's teens literally racing in the Walmart and like almost colliding with me.
You're about to end up in it's just a prank video where the prank is that they beat you over the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
It's like they're gonna it's just a prank where they take one of the 22s that they sell there and shoot you in the leg.
Yeah, it's just TikTok teens. They're gonna just like, they're gonna do MMA moves on me.
Yeah.
They're gonna leg sweep me.
Yeah, you just got the Conor McGregor challenge where they just kick the front of your knee in and then your leg folds in half the wrong direction.
Yeah. So I buy a battery and I buy the cheapest wrench set they have with a wrench size that should fit, and I get back out, and this is when I saw the guy hanging out of his car door. I was like, okay, I'm not opening my hood. When you open your hood, you look vulnerable, right? Because people know that you're in trouble.
You do have a wrench set.
They're tiny wrenches. I don't have a good. It's not a big wrench. No, I can't. You
That's
can't
why
threaten
you gotta
someone
buy
with
the
a 10
big
millimeter
ratchet
wrench.
set.
No,
you gotta get the big ratchet set to establish dominance, my guy.
I was trying to save money.
Oh, dude, you're already stuck in a Walmart parking lot. Money should be the last thing you're thinking about. Get out of there.
I'm gonna have to be strapped for whenever I go to stores from now on. That sucked. But yeah, then I tried to get the old battery out, and the wrench, none of the wrenches fit. I was told that 3/8 is basically the same as 10 millimeter. It's not. Even though I don't, even though some of them they listed 3/8 as being the same as 10 millimeter. I don't know. So at this point, I just give up. I could go back in and buy more wrenches and try again, but at that point, I gave up and I called my mom.
I go crescent wrench every single time. I just go crescent wrench. I don't even know what it's called. Is crescent wrench is the one that's adjustable?
Oh, I mean, but like those things they have so much slop, like you can't get a grip on anything. Like that's the car battery. These are tiny little nuts. Like you can't.
I'm willing to use my crescent wrench to play with those tiny little nuts until they're fucking popping off. Like I'm willing to. I know that it's the wrong tool for the job, but it is a tool that does the job every single fucking time. I could, if I had one tool in my fucking, if I had a toolbox and it was empty except for one thing, I would want it to be a crescent wrench. Because it does like 95% of the jobs poorly, but it does them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they came by, they jumped me. My mom, I didn't get jumped. That's good at least. And got home, the battery installed actually surprisingly easily. It was very nice. It was a very simple process. So I was like, damn, I was like actually very close to getting out of that. No one ever being the wiser. Oh well.
You should get one of those like self jumper kits.
I have one. It was at home because I've almost always needed it for my lawnmower. The lawnmower goes a while without being used. It needs a battery jump, and I have a giant lawnmower that has basically a car battery, so I use it for that. So I didn't have the. In my mind, it was like, oh, it's like a new car that works well, but like that doesn't matter for the battery. But that was just how I think of it.
I had an extremely stressful week last week.
Yeah.
I was fucked up. So I got an email at the beginning of the month from somebody I had worked with on a documentary shoot, asking me, "Hey, great, we're having all the success with the other documentary. I'm crewing up for one right now. What does November and December look like for you? We're going to Austria." And I'm like, oh, fuck. and I reply, I'm like, and I look, and I have a few shoots then, but they're like things that I could easily pass off to other people. And not in like this is like a morally questionable, like, this is like literally the easiest shit in the world that you could give to anybody and they could do. And I'm like, great, middle of November to, beginning of December, totally open. Just let me know. And I wait a week. And I'm like, okay, I haven't heard anything back from them. And then 2 weeks rolls around, and I'm like, how the fuck are they taking this long to get back to me? They said that they were going to schedule a call with me, and we were going to hash out details for this shoot. I had missed an email from them a week earlier. I was like, no fucking way, dude. No way. So and also I have like, okay, so this is the whole thing. I think that message read and read receipts and sent receipts are the most evil thing ever devised by man.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
They're terrible. They're just evil. Like, so I send an email like, hey, they asked me if I had my passport and everything, and like I immediately went out and renewed my passport when they messaged me the first time. And I'm like, hey, good to hear from you. I saw their email like, hey, I don't know how I missed this, but my passport's up to date and I'm available this week if you guys want to do a call. Yeah. And I reread my email after sending it in like a desperate panic. And I never apologized for missing the email. I never made any sort of mention of the fact that like,
no, never admit fault. That's good.
It came across like I was like a total deadbeat, basically. Or this was what I was thinking in my paranoid brain thinking that I had like thrown, you know, I think at this point I could say like a once in a lifetime opportunity to go get paid to shoot in Austria for 3 weeks. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so
This is
I,
like the desperate like alpha mindset that I enter like when I'm unemployed, where I'm like responding to like job interview invites being like, yeah, can we do like 2 p.m. because I'm just gonna be like fishing for the first like 7 hours of the day. You know.
oh yeah.
Just
Well,
like,
the
yeah,
thing
we
is that
could
like
do like, can we do like, I don't want to do tomorrow because that'll make me seem desperate. Can we do like Thursday, like 3 p.m.?
I am straight up in wedding season right now. So I
Yeah.
work weekends and my entire weeks are open. So I have nothing better to do than to drive myself completely insane with I convinced myself. So they got back to me and the email was very short. It was like they're like hi Ethan, are you free Friday? And that's like are you free for a few minutes on Friday? And I'm like, oh, a few minutes? That means that they're not doing this. They're gonna go like a few minutes sounds like, hey, we're going with somebody else. Bye. To
Well,
me,
they wouldn't
in my
call
head.
you for that. But, yeah,
I know they wouldn't, but
You're-
that's not the point.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing is that I understand they wouldn't.
They're gonna
call
tell
me
me
for
I'm a
that.
fucking idiot and that they hate me.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. So Thursday night comes around, and I'm like, okay, I've fully accepted I'm not getting this shoot at all, and I just need to start planning for other things because this was going to be a big deal. And then I had the meeting on Monday. It was like early as fuck for me, and well, we had the meeting and it went great. And yeah, I'm going to fucking shoot a documentary in Austria for 3 full weeks in
Hell
November
yeah.
and December. Yeah,
Sick.
I am and we're still working out the details, but they're giving me a percentage of the movie. So we might be going to Japan, baby. It's literally like this is the order of priorities. Pay off all of my taxes
Mm-hmm.
and then go to Japan.
You got unpaid taxes?
No, it's for next year. I got because it's like is I have I'm a freelancer, so I fucking pay all of my taxes in one go when I file my taxes, and it ends up being like 6-7 grand.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pay all of that right now, and then it's all free money from there, baby.
It's all free money.
It's all spending. Ugh. Yeah, that was traumatic. I was freaking the fuck out. I don't even know how it happened. I was every day I was checking my email, like notifications would come in, and I'd see it was from my email app, and I'm like, oh shit, that's got to be it. Oh shit, that's got to be it. And I just apparently missed it. Like, to be fair, it did come a full week after our last conversation, but yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that was insane.
That's pretty good.
Fuck yeah. It would have been pretty rough if I didn't get that. I don't know what that would have been a serious blow to my confidence and like just my state of being. But anyway, I got it.
The one that got away.
Cool. Everything's
Nice.
cool, baby. What else is going on? I don't think I have anything other than that one very, very, very pressing deal.
The only my job kind of sucks. I was out of town. I went upstate like last week, and I have these cameras set up to look at my cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like right before I leave, like I'm in the car in the driveway, and I just go on my phone and check the cameras to like make sure, I don't know, they're running, even though they were like 5 minutes ago. I don't know why I checked, and they're both off. And I go back in, and I can't figure out what's like wrong with them. And then I see that like it seems like my internet's out, like my modem's lights are blinking weird. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, that's weird. That doesn't usually happen. So I'm gone for like a day and a half or something, and I get back, and the internet's still off. I'm like, uh-oh, because it's like Sunday. I have like work the next day, so I can't figure out what's wrong. Like my ISP doesn't have any outages listed, the next day I just spent the whole day tethering my phone's internet. But what I didn't know is that there's a separate data limit for like hotspots
Oh yeah.
and stuff like that, even though we have
It's
unlimited
like
data.
5 gigs or whatever.
It's like 10.
Yeah.
And I like Sunday night, I was just like, oh, I guess everything's fine. I can just do this. So I just like downloaded 10 gigs of shit immediately.
Oh, no.
So, like the middle of the next day, hit the limit. And I was like, oh, fuck. My mom texted me like, I just got a text. We hit some data limit. Is your internet out? And I was like, yeah. But I was like replacing all these cables, like checking everything. I tried a different coax. I tried a different wall outlets. I tried like different Ethernet cables. Like I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And Tuesday comes around. It's still not working. At this point, I'm finally just like, I just sent a message to my work being like, my internet's out. I'll let you know when it's back up. And I think I was like, I was making toast or something. And it just hit me like, wait a second, the power cable. And I find a spare, like, you know, just like an aux, just like a standard power cord. And I plug it into the fucking modem and it just works. So like the fucking power cord going to the modem was not completely broken because all the lights were flashing. It's just that when I saw the lights flashing, that wasn't it looking for internet. That was it turning off and on again because the cable was fucking faulty. I've never had that happen. I cannot believe I figured that shit out. That would have driven me insane forever.
I would have given up completely. I would have just bought an entirely new fucking setup. I'd be like, well, this is...
Yeah, I would have bought a new modem and then plugged it in, and then it wouldn't work. I would have been like, oh, I guess my old modem broke somehow, even though that doesn't make any sense because there's no moving parts. They don't break, you know? So...
You know what's fucking crazy? I have a Nintendo DS Lite from like 2006.
Oh, okay.
No, DSi was like 2009. DS Lite was 2006. It still works. It still holds a fucking charge like a champ. It's just ridiculous. I don't know how they did that. Like how did technology just work so well? I guess it was very simple at that point. But like I can't believe how shit my new stuff is compared to my old stuff. Again, obviously it's doing way less, but I don't know what made me think. I guess the power cable failing. I've never heard of a power cable failing before, unless it's obviously been damaged in some way.
Yeah, or like failing in such a way where it still like almost works, but not enough.
Yeah. You know what's a big ass fucking lie? Digital video. Digital video was a big. I've always my entire life heard that digital video is on or off. Like it doesn't like flake out.
we've talked about this.
Bullshit. That's just complete bullshit. Digital video breaks like crazy. Like I don't understand. It's not just passing straight information. There's somewhere along the line that's converting it into like several different data streams basically, and those individual data streams can fail. But that's
you ever like plug a DVI cable in like not quite enough, and even though it's digital, like you get like an image distortion, you get like snow on your screen. And it's like that shouldn't be happening. It's it's 1 or 0. Why is it fucked up?
Sometimes I always steal NFL football. You can put me on record for that. I have never paid to watch a game of NFL football in my life. In its heyday, in its prime, you could get VLC links where you could get the straight like raw feed.
Oh man.
It was unbelievable. It looked better than a cable box. It was
definitely if it's like the actual broadcast.
It was amazing. And that's gone. They cracked down on that. So now I have to use crap.
They frowned on that.
Yeah, they for some reason they didn't like the cleanest, crispest image ever being stolen by retarded college students. Yeah. Getting two pizzas for $10 from Papa John's and drinking enough garlic butter to kill themselves.
Yeah, I'm watching this 20 megabit per second fucking glorious feed.
It looks, if you look on the official NFL YouTube channel right now and find a clip from YouTube, like from a game, and watch it, it looks worse than that stream looked.
Definitely, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, now I watch.
They probably forgot to de-interlace it. It looks all weird.
Crappy crappy like bootleg streams. That literally they look like you have a a rigged cable box or something in the 90s where you would steal cable and it would like come in fuzzy, or like if you had rabbit ears picking up like channels you're not supposed to get.
Yeah.
And sometimes the streams will break down to the point where it's a completely red screen, but all of the moving objects are presented in zeros. So it's like zero. It's like ASCII making the image from the fucking video.
Oh god, it's like a King Gizzard music video.
I'll have to see if I can screen cap it at some point. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes I see that and I'm like, how
VLC
how
always
that
has
possible?
the best errors. Man, I don't know how they do it.
How is that possible? But anyway, yeah. That's really it. Yeah, going to Austria for work. So there's going to be a 3-week hiatus. And
I'm sorry, everyone. We won't be able to put out an episode for 3 whole weeks.
I know, it's unbelievable. I mean, we're the pinnacle of consistency, really.
We'll just have to pre-record a whole bunch, to put out while you're gone.
I'm gonna have to come up. So I'm bringing my cat up to New York for this because I can't ask my neighbors to take care of my cat for 3 weeks. So I'm going to fly up beforehand, bring my cat, leave him with my folks, and then I'm coming back for Christmas. So I'm gonna bring him back home with me after Christmas.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm gonna be up at least a couple of times. So I think we could definitely plan on recording something while I'm up there. Anyway, is it anime time or do you got anything else?
I think it might be anime time. I'm fine with it being anime time.
Let's talk about some Japanimation.
Yeah, it's this show. It's this ugly yet beautiful world.
Emphasis on this ugly.
This what do you mean? What are you talking about?
This is so I have been aware of this show for the entire time that I've watched anime. Like this is always
it's one of those things that
it
just comes up, like no one ever talks about it, but you just kind of see it in credits, in people's resumes. I don't know.
Right.
Voice actors, you're looking at them. It's an easy title to remember, even though I don't enjoy saying it in Japanese or English. It's too corny in English. It's too long in Japanese. It's got too many U's. So in the back of your head, you're always like, what is this? I'll come on as a replacement and we can talk about a show that we decide on, but we decide on whether or not we actually watch it privately. What? We try
to figure out if the other person actually watched the show.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. We've already done that. Just Ethan doesn't know about it.
We've had discussions about doing entire season previews like this, where we've talked about like do either of us like we pick one that we don't watch and try to like lie about having watched it. That was many years ago.
Yeah, we didn't do that. I don't think that is a funny idea though.
So yes, like this is in the realm of like Macross Plus, where it's like I could one of those anime that you just know the name of but could not say anything about what the fuck it is, because I had no clue. I just know. Like, what did you know about the show going into it?
Oh, nothing. No, I mean, I think it came up again recently because we were, when we watched Maharomatic, this was the other show that was a collab between Gainax and Shaft. Still we're like, what is this? And then you start watching the show and you get like it plays the opening and it plays the entire opening and you're still like, wait, what the fuck is this show about? Because you're watching the opening and it's like there's like girls in sunflower fields, there's like I don't know, there's like fighting, there's I don't know, it's just you're just like what is this?
Yeah.
Because I mean I guess like what was Maharomatic even about? I don't know, but like it was just like it was much. It's like it's much easier to just sort of in your brain just be like it's about a maid and she's a robot, right? Like
done.
That's not what it's about, but like that's very easy to wrap your mind around. Like that's you can have an elevator pitch like just to substitute, just to have in your mind you know, just so you can digest it. But like this is like, I don't know. And then you're watching it and you're like, I still don't know. And at the end, you're like, I kind of know at the end, like, I guess. But yeah.
Happy D says, I'm getting nostalgia for this anime, and I definitely haven't seen that.
It is that kind of show.
And that it's so right.
It's
so right.
one of those. I mean, the opening is by Yoko Takahashi. The it's like the Shana opening, the most 2004 lady you could get to do an anime opening.
Right.
You know, girls sitting in water, these clothes, the outfits. Yeah, this.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We've got, they're wearing like space elf lady outfits, like with the hat with the big gem on it. You know, like that's its own archetype.
Like Fractal, they look like Fractal. Yes. Yeah. If you're into 2004 feeling shows, this is a great one of those. Honestly, it's so.
I have a lot of thoughts on this program in terms of whether or not it makes any goddamn sense or works at all. But I have to say, it's when you're watching it, it's a little bit like being swaddled in a blanket by your mother when you're an infant. There's something about this era. It's such
easy watching. Like, yeah, no matter how coherent any of this writing or these characters are, it's made by people who are just so fucking keyed in, who are like so locked into fucking making anime. Like even though like the character designs are really just like it's extremely simple, but like every frame is like so pleasant to look at, even though it's like so seemingly basic. It's amazing. They were so like they just knew what the fuck they were doing. Also, it's like it seems like I forget, like Mahoromatic. I mean, Shaft didn't have enough of a style yet to like be so easily identifiable. I feel like this. I saw a lot of Gainax in this one, from like the monster designs, the robot designs, some of the
not
animation.
Quite. It's like that transitioning out of Abenobashi.
It gave me a lot of Abenobashi vibes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's between Abenobashi and Mahoromatic, where like it kind of takes some of the I hesitate to say edge out of Abenobashi. Not that show has a ton of edge, but there's sort of like a stinkerism. There's sort of like there's a playfulness in Abenobashi.
Abenobashi, yeah, it was very frantic. It was very shitposty. It was like there was a lot of more like Imaishi maybe was in there.
This is very sincere. It's not devoid of humor because there's a lot of jokes going on.
It's very lighthearted.
Yes, but it's not that same sort of like prankster energy that you get in like something like Fooly Cooly or Abenobashi. You know, I don't know how to describe this era of Gainax necessarily, but it's, again, like you said, it's so watchable. And I can't even say that it's like fucking particularly great, but I liked it. It's the same thing with Abenobashi as well. Like, I remember that quite fondly. It's certainly not the best thing the Gainax ever did, but even at like their kind of middling material, god damn, they were fucking hitting. They were just hitting here. You know, I sat down and watched 12 episodes like this, no problem.
Yeah,
no problem. You know, So let's get into like the actual narrative, unless you have more background you want to do here.
It's directed by Shoji Saiki, known for more recently Assault Lily Bouquet, Fooly Cooly episodes 3 and 5, Hokago no Pleiades. It's a later Gainax joint. Luminous Witches, still have to watch that. And he was the series director for Medaka Box and the director of Medaka Box Abnormal. So he's stuck with Gainax till the very end, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 12 episodes.
He was the one that got the lights on the way out. That's he turned off the main power to the building.
Yeah, they gave him the doorknob or whatever. Yes. So, yeah, it's about a boy. Well, at first it is. And he's like he's like listless, I guess. Pretty basic character setup. He's like he doesn't care about anything.
I think we established this pretty early on that he was abandoned by his mom.
That too, yes.
Yeah, so like that's like his primary thing is that he is in a decent environment, all things considered, but there's still he doesn't quite fit 100% into this lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, this is something I totally missed this. This is something I feel like I didn't catch even by the very end of the show. Who are all these people? where are they living? What is this place? Because like it took me until like 3 or 4 episodes in to be like, oh wait, those aren't his actual parents. Who are all these people and kids and everything? Are they? I guess there's aunt and uncle.
They're I thought that was childhood best friend, but it might be cousin. Let's see.
What? No, Mari's his cousin.
Mari's his cousin. Yeah, so it's aunt and uncle. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
but then
yeah.
why are all these other are the other kids just hanging out in there because they're like neighbors or something?
Yeah, they're like friends from school.
Okay.
They're like which again, they don't do any exposition on that. Like they just show up and they have a character dynamic where there's these two. They're almost like what is it, Toji and who's the other kid from Evangelion? Where they've got like these two classmate boys who were like they like to come and they lust after girls and stuff and they anyway,
he's got two goofball friends.
Yeah. And then there are other girls. There are other girls as well, and the other girls like the other boy.
Yeah. The main character he's Takeru. He's on pool duty in the first episode. Pool duty. He has a nerdy, like very like quietly kind, wise beyond his years friend named Ryo.
Yes.
Who's a weird, kind of funny character. Like the girls all like him because he's like, I don't know, he's a gentle soul or something. It's a weird guy to have. Yeah.
Of the soft-spoken guy that girls like, where he's very. You say wise beyond his years. He's almost Buddha-esque.
Yeah, he's so zen. He like never shows like any negative emotion. He's never surprised at anything. He's just always like, yeah.
A nuke could go off in front of him, and he'd have a soft smile on his face and talk about how like
Samsara will continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, more Samsara.
Everything returns to dust as it once was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aren't we just lucky to have been here at all?
Yeah. How strange it was to be anything at all. It was like the girls were like, oh.
I would be too. If I was a 14-year-old girl, I'd be like, whoa.
Damn, this guy's got it figured out. So they're on his motorbike. They have a different job like every episode. I don't know what the fuck is up with all these jobs they have, but at the first episode they have to deliver things on his motorbike, and they are intercepted by a heavenly beam of light that touches them and then splits into 2 other lights. And then obviously, like all mysterious lights in anime, they become naked girls. And also reminded me about Maharomatic. This is basically a spiritual successor, really. There's boobs. There's lots of boobs with nipples, and that's great.
You get to see every girl in this show naked, which is great. I mean, like, because sometimes you see girls in anime and you're like, I want to see her naked. She don't end up getting naked.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yeah,
Gynax knows better.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. And so now there's a girl, her name is Hikari. That's Japanese for light. Wow. And then this first episode, he transforms and he fights a big giant centipede monster, and you're like, oh, okay. I guess that's what this show is. Wrong.
It turns out, no, it's actually not at all.
Wrong. Wrong. This show's about hanging out in the summer with your fucking bros, and it's still good.
I feel like this is a thing that would happen with shows in this era where like not in real life. I wish, but I wish I could be a sick ass fucking monster man with a cool V haircut that looks like a Digimon. But no, instead, I feel like this was the thing that would happen a lot with the anime around this era, where they would give you the like, okay, we're gonna get here eventually, we promise. Of he turns into a monster man that fights other monsters. And then they just fuck off for 6 episodes before we see that again at all.
Yep.
That kind of took me back. And I think by about the third episode, I understood. I'm like, okay, we're just not going to see that again for a good long while.
Yeah, like it's
It's kind of a baffling decision, really.
it reminded me, the show reminded me a bit of Anonatsu, Waiting in the Summer, which is another show about there is like supernatural alien stuff going on, but mostly it's just about it's about youth, and it's about chilling in the summer with your friends. And it was kind of like that.
This V-haired monster man fighting shit. It's the worst part of the show by far. It's a really lame design. He doesn't have any cool established
There's
powers.
never even any explanation for it. Like, it doesn't really do it. There's nothing. It has nothing to do with his character, I don't think. Yeah, it's just like in there to have action scenes, and there's there's three scenes where he does it. Yeah. I don't count those as nipples because they're flesh colored, by the way. So don't report me for that.
Yeah, we'll show the rest of them later. Just stay
tuned.
Yeah,
when we stream on Kick, when we do our after stream Kick show.
When we get on Pornhub, we should start releasing our episodes on Pornhub.
Yeah, they'll get mad at you for that. They'll let you do that, won't they?
They don't care. No, fuck it. They're like, they think that shit's funny as hell.
We can do it like in like ASMR voices, so that they like, so that we have the sort of, we have plausible deniability that people are jerking off to it. You know.
Not been doing that this whole time. Should I put on my real voice?
Yeah, put on your not sexy voice, please.
Well, if I gotta talk in my regular voice, I guess I'm gonna have to do that.
You're doing a light beer commercial.
Corona 64.
Mm-hmm.
64%
alcohol.
I distilled this in my bathtub.
Yeah.
I took Corona beer and distilled it even longer.
That's why I call it Corona 64.
It's good for drinking.
Yep.
This monster design is ugly. The main character's transformation design is ugly. And it's just a confusing element of this show that if you actually just got rid of it and it was entirely entirely theoretical, because eventually, like fucking 8 episodes from now or 9 episodes from now, we get to like what the narrative is, the real thrust of the drama, which is this girl is an alien. It's basically like the Silver Surfer from Marvel Comics, where it's the envoy
Tales all
of
the time,
destruction.
It's Iron Giant. Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, you already know she's like an alien, so they're like, they just kind of explain it, and it's like basically what you'd expect,
I thought that this was going to be a bad time. Not like it's going to be bad, but like it's going to be a bad time, because the ending of the first episode has this just very dark tone of this monster was murdered.
I thought it was going to be like kind of like, we have to have like a fight scene at the end of every episode, and like there have to be like villains, and I thought it was going to have to be like Destiny of the Shrine Maiden, which like I don't remember hating that show, but like the mixing the robots in and like all that shit, was insane, and I thought it was going to be like that.
It was more like a thing where the main character kills a monster coming after his girlfriend at every episode, and the monsters coming after his girlfriend are actually the good guys, and she's clearly evil.
I thought she was secretly evil at the end of the first episode, but then there's actually 2 of her.
Yeah. Well, there's actually three of her, because there's
there's also Akari.
Yes, there's also another naked girl. It just sets you up with a complete misunderstanding of what the show's going to be.
Yep. It's pretty funny, honestly. It's such a strange. They just wanted to do another show about a non-human girl finding out about the joys of friends and friendship and youth, and they just really didn't give much thought to the rest of this shit, because it really they even brought back like the exact character from Maharomatic, the horny older lady who's always getting naked and hitting on the main guy. They just brought that exact same character back, and they gave her a different name. In this show, her name's Jennifer Coleman or something.
And it's not like there's any sort of novelty in the like the individual episode arcs that happen, because it's literally like we get a beach episode. We like
Yeah.
okay, the
Beach
school
episode where a
gets,
monster shows up. Like, man, I got to start making a list of those.
yeah, beach episode where a monster shows up, and then this is not like its own trope, but it's like the kids band together after the school gets destroyed to fucking salvage some stuff, where it's like, oh, the kids team up to do something, and they grow closer as a unit, and the girl starts to love this world more. It's
Mm-hmm. Yep.
pretty standard fish out of water content the entire time, but damn, they're just so good at doing it.
Yeah, I don't yeah. It's a lot of it gave me the feeling of one of my favorite episodes of Maharamatic, where he's with the tomboy in the big family's house,
Yeah.
in the bathhouse. Like, that was like the best part of that show.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. And they got these super ugu character designs, but they're still good. What was I gonna say? And it's like they don't spend enough time on, like, because the show is trying to like kind of have like a couple of themes, and it does, like we were saying, it does try to be serious at some points, but they don't spend enough time on it to like actually like develop it enough. Like, it's it's something about like accepting the world, even all the bad parts of it, but like I lost it. I was gonna say something funny about that.
It's
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like anytime they try to do anything serious, they can't do anything besides Evangelion. They can't do anything that's not Evangelion. Gainax, make something that's not fucking Evangelion challenge, like.
Bro, they made a show about girls playing fucking airsoft that ended up being Evangelion.
That wasn't really Evangelion.
She had a brief Shinji moment.
It's like I get like you could do some references, like they do the drunk lady does she does that, but then they do the Lance of Longinus animation, and they do the sky being red, and it's like, god damn, it's like I don't like to psychoanalyze, but I feel like they're reenacting some kind of trauma. Like, they just can't stop reenacting Evangelion and just making it over and over again. Like, stop. It's crazy.
I mean, they then went on to, with Kara, just do Evangelion again as well.
And then they literally if you're going to do Evangelion, at least call it Evangelion and make billions and billions of yens.
Yeah, it feels like they took a DVD only OVA and slapped it in between the actual parts of the show, where it's like the first episode and then episode 7, and then like the last 3 episodes are the actual show, and then the rest of it is OVA filler, where there's not like much that really happens, because like, do any of these character dynamics really get meaningfully developed? I guess the girls kiss the guys.
Yeah, well, I guess it matters, like, for Hikari's development, that she is having fun, because that informs her, change in attitude about the world. But yeah, other than that, no, nothing that happens in here matters, which is fine. But yeah, you sort of expect it to, and then it sort of seems like something should have mattered at the end, but it doesn't really, like, nothing really pays off. The whole thing feels pretty like. Pretty low stakes, pretty low investment.
Yeah, but you do get to see all the girls naked. Like, there's this one episode where they accidentally create a hot spring, and they make I don't even know if it's worth talking about the semantics of how they do this, but they make a hot spring, and every single girl gets naked.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where they'll just be like, "Fuck it, there's a hot spring in the woods here now." It's like, we have a camping episode, we got they got a beach episode, we got a camping episode. Hey, guess what? Now there's a hot spring. We did our fight scene. Oh, whoops! There's a hot spring. Now we're all naked. And then there's a funny visual gag where the guy's side of they divided it, and the guy's side of the hot spring is like really tiny, and they're all cramped in it together. That was funny.
But
there's lots of just boobs and butts. Yeah, it's great.
And
Whoop. Say again?
I think this is the way I'm going to start framing things is if I were at an anime store in 2006 paying $50 for what do you think? It's $50 for each of the 6 episodes. You think it's $100 total to own this on DVD?
Oh man, I doubt it. No, I mean, no. In America, no, you're paying cheap. If you're paying for like the local, like the Western release, I think ADV did this. I looked at the dub voice actors. There's a lot of people who were in Ghost Stories. You know, like Hillary Haggs in here sounded exactly the same.
You think this is $25?
I think this is like back then. I bet this is like $20 or $30 for the whole series.
$25, slam dunk.
Yeah, dude.
Slam dunk at $25.
You work for 6 hours at Little Caesars. You get to buy this. Like hell yeah.
Yeah. You got jerk material here. you've got a little bit of fighting. You've probably watched it about like 4 or 5 of these episodes a bunch of times.
Yeah.
You probably have a few episodes in here that you want to watch a few times over. You know, you probably let one of these girls doing it for you. You know which one does it for me. You don't even have to ask.
Don't ask.
Don't even bother. It's of course the adult woman.
Yep. It's the whore.
Yeah, my favorite kind of woman.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's not like a Full Metal Alchemist prestige type program where like they're splitting that bitch up and milking it for everything it's worth because it's airing on like Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
How did that even work? I feel like that shit was like $30 a pop for 6 episodes, like when they were doing Full Metal Alchemist on DVD and shit.
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, I'm just ranting at this point about the pricing of anime that I've stolen.
The faces do look like a salt lily. Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a ton to talk about with this. It's just a totally watchable, very shallow, pretty looking show that I would recommend to anybody who likes this era because it is very comforting to watch this. It does take you back to that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. I'm always looking for good mid-2000s nostalgia companies like this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the character designer is the Strike Witches guy, director and character designer of Strike Witches. He's animation director and character design here. Kazuhiro Takamura. That's probably part of why it's so good.
I would recommend watching Abenobashi before watching this, just because Abenobashi goes way stranger places and goes literally more places than this does.
And they go like a different place every episode, yeah.
Yeah. What do people think about this? Let's see what the reviews say.
Yeah, what are they saying on Mal? Let me
this
know.
Ugly yet beautiful. Yeah, fuck it. This is when we gotta really milk this. I have nothing. Do you have more to say? Do you have more notes?
Yeah, I got a bunch of notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of reusing Gynax ideas, they have a Conti. You know, they have a robot.
Yes.
The 2 space girls, they have familiars. One of them is like a tiny, again, super simple like design on this little guy. He's just like a little. I can't even describe him. He's just like a tiny dude with like eyes. He has no features, but like he's so expressive. The way his eyes move, the way he's animated is like really good actually. And he just steals watermelons for her. That's his whole thing. And then Hikari's familiar guy is a human-sized robot named Ionius, and like, he immediately just becomes like a Conti like housemaid, and the slut makes him drink. So that's the bit there. And it's a lot of concepts, from Mahoramatic, Fulakuli, Evangelion. There is a love triangle sort of. His cousin really wants to fuck him, but refuses to do anything about it. So she's just just mad. She's just angry like the whole show. And like, I mean, like after they've like made out in front of her, she's like, I still got this. Don't worry. If I just keep doing nothing, she's basically me. She's like, if I keep doing nothing, something will happen. I'll win this. Don't worry. You got this, Mari.
I like the how much of a fucking cunt she is, where she like gets upset with him for making, being into a girl that is not his cousin.
Yeah, who's
You
like
know?
who fell out of the sky with giant tits and was naked,
Yeah,
and like just clings
yeah.
onto him all the time. And
Yeah,
she's just "Ugh."
like it's the kind of thing that if like you drew it as a kid, your parents would send you to therapy. You know, where they're like, it's like a naked alien girl that wants to fuck only me. It's like, yeah, okay, you're fucking
I
deranged.
would never send my. I would encourage my boy if he drew something like that.
It's like, hell yes, son.
Only
I
normal
got a show for you.
thing. Yeah.
Did you show your fish screenshot yet?
No, that's not. That's coming up. I think. I just love this.
Yeah.
He looks so silly here. This is like him watching his mom abandon him, and he just looks like angry. He's like a little tiny guy. He's mad.
He's got good protagonist hair.
He's the protag, dude.
Yeah,
Except he's the
really.
protagonist until like episode 4, and then we spend like 3 episodes like without him. Like when he comes back, I was like, oh shit, I remember Takeru now. Like when
His
did
buddy is a real pussy getter, like a real honest to god. Like he's got that girl naked and like they're swimming naked together and shit. Like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
buddy's got game.
Yeah,
What is it,
Ryo discovers his own star lady. Her name's Akari, which is another word for light. And she's got, I said purple hair. It's really maybe more of a maroon or a magenta. But he finds her in her tree house eating only fruit, getting nothing but fructose. Extremely
Girls.
pea-pilled.
I like them. I like them with a little bit of flab on them, where they're just a little bit of baby fat because they only eat fruit.
Yeah, just
Thinking
nothing but
that's
fruit. Yeah,
healthy.
zero muscle mass.
Yes, I want them.
I'm surprised she could swim.
Were we sure that we actually see her swim? I see
She
her
floats. I mean, yeah.
sink. Good. That's the fat working.
That's true, yeah. But yeah, they do some yeah, he brings her in. He has a sister. He has a little sister. So there's just some home life antics there. It's a bit more
Show is
melodramatic
all-
because of how
is
zen
all
he is the whole
fucked.
time.
Yeah, it's just the pacing on this is all fucked up.
Yeah, it's
Like,
we're just breaking away from all these. Like there's all these like there's like 10 characters immediately. And it doesn't like overwhelm you, but then it just like, hey, we're doing these 2 characters for 2.5 episodes, you know?
Yeah. He's in a Mushishi episode.
yeah. I don't even.
Like,
I haven't even seen Mushishi, but yep, I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about.
He's on a Mushishi type beat, you know, and like, and Takeru is he's in full on aughts anime protagonist,
Mhm.
like rock music playing in the background while he transforms into the thing from Gao Kaiser.
Oh yeah, that's
Get
another
it?
thing I really want to mention is honestly the 2 biggest faults of this show might be the music and the voice acting. The music in this show is without any without any ambiguity terrible. Fucking terrible. It sounds like something you made with like an RPG maker, like, you know, built-in music maker. It's like it's like stock like budget JRPG music.
Well,
It's
this
so
is
fucking bad.
leftover. This is leftover demo tracks from other better Gynax things. Like this
Yeah,
is like
I
the
mean-
FL studio before they go get the orchestra. You know, like
Wasn't the music was
well,
bad in Maharomatic too, wasn't it? I'm not just making that up.
well,
I think it was the
let's
same
see.
thing. I think it was just like really low quality, like simple. You look that up. I'm gonna go grab more drink.
The person who did the score for this doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, Takeshi Watanabe. Uh, Where's the music? This guy didn't do. Takeshi Watanabe. Is he on here somewhere else? Hold on. No, Takeshi Watanabe. I can't find the Wikipedia page for him. Takeshi Watanabe. Watanabe music.
Yeah, the music's bad, and I could tell that even the Japanese voice acting was bad. So that's how you know it's real bad. If I can tell it's bad, you know, people are supposed to be screaming, and they're just not. They're just not getting the volume. They're not getting even the standard level of Japanese VA passion. Not happening in here.
This guy's got mega credits. Let me see if I can find like something worth noting in his music credits.
This little guy, his name's Kuon. Like he is like a. I was like, this has to be like an Imaishi thing. He's like such an Imaishi looking character. I don't think he is. Turns out.
I'm gonna go have myself a piss real quick and let my cat out, and then I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of this Takashi Watanabe shit.
Okay. Yeah, there's part of this episode where Kuon has a little adventure. Yeah, there's a lot of like ADV voice actors in the English dub. I didn't listen to I downloaded one copy with the English dub. I didn't have time to listen through it and find any funny bits. Are there some funny bits? I don't know. Let's listen to a little sample here. Let's see how it sounds.
Hey there, kitties. Whoa, looks like there's a new one. Whatever, drink up.
That sounds okay, honestly.
That's
I'm mad.
yummy.
Oh,
the
finally,
robot.
we've got a kid who knows how to drink. What's your name, anyway?
You can call the Ionios.
We sure had a weird one show up.
They do a little narration bit for the opening of every episode.
Sakurako.
Hey, if I'm gonna meet my maker, I'd rather be in the car with the hot alien.
Oh, shut the hell up. I'd rather be with Takaru. Look, it's Akari. What the heck is
They
she
don't do
doing?
anything about it though. Oh God, does she sound like that?
That's
I
dangerous.
can't feel the wind like this when I'm sitting inside the car.
Please listen to me.
It
I'm
sounds
back,
so much
baby.
like Ghost Stories. Welcome back.
Okay.
By the way, this is a DVD rip, so all of my screenshots for this episode are distorted. The show does not look like its aspect ratio is fucked up. Just the screenshots do. They get a little squish.
Yeah, no Blu-ray for this.
There is a Blu-ray, but it looks terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad. The DVD's bad.
My subs for this were garbage. I had terrible subs for not horrible subs, but literally like terrible subs.
You
for this.
watching Exiled Destiny?
Let me see. Let's see what I watched here. Exile Destiny. Jesus Christ.
You remember Exiled Destiny?
Yes. No, I watched Hitsuji.
Oh, that's the one I watched.
Yeah, those were pretty rough. There were like just missing words and shit in there.
I would occasionally notice a missing word, yeah, but I got it got the meaning across mostly. The
very
karaoke
simple.
subtitles, the karaoke like really fucked up my video player. I had to turn to one of the other subtitle tracks because it was like too much shit bouncing around.
All right, here's what we got. We got music on To Love Ru. We got music on Rokubu.
Okay.
We got music on
Rokubu, not even that bad. Just kind of bad. This girl loves Beatles, by the way. That was one problem with the
Saki.
subtitles. Saki, okay. Sort of similar types of shows. Cute girl shows.
Very, very
without a lot
Ugu,
going
for
on.
sure.
Yes. I was confused when they were talking about Beatles because he was like, "This is a beetle. You'll see beetles soon," and it was like, "Wait, but there's one right there." And she'll be like, "Will there be beetles soon?" And he's like, "No." But even though he was just holding a beetle, apparently, it was like one of them was like a small beetle, but they were talking about rhinoceros beetles. Whatever.
Translator's note.
Yeah. Keikaku means beetle. What else happens? Episode 5, Takeru comes back, and then it's like summer break. So like when evil Hikari shows back up, she just blows up their school.
If I were in school, that wouldn't be the evil Hikari to me. That'd be my fucking hero.
I know, yeah.
Fuck school. Fuck school, dude. Oh no, my
Screw
school.
school, dude.
You know what's funny is they talk about it like school's gonna be ready again in August, as if they're gonna be able to take care of the fact that their school got fucking exploded in like 2 months.
Well, I mean, you've seen
Like,
how fast they build railroads there in Japan. They can probably put up a
rebuild
school
an
real
entire
fast.
school, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's other schools in the area. They probably just ship them off.
It's a fun subversion of character from space or like Ghost or whoever has to start going to school. Like she's in school for like 5 minutes and then it's like, nah, man, fuck this. Like, and then the school explodes and the principal's like, it's summer vacation. And everyone's like, yeah. It's yeah, like I said, pretty lighthearted show. It's mostly interested in having fun.
This is basically what happened here. I'm just sending you a link.
What's that? Oh, oh, this video is age restricted.
Fuck school! Fuck all this bullshit! What the fuck? The fuck?
It's literally me.
That guy looks like he's like 8 feet tall. I'd be saying fuck school if I was that size too.
That guy played on the Buffalo Bills for a bit.
Wait, really?
Yes, yeah, he was a football player.
Oh shit. Well, I believe it then.
I'm with him.
He was
Fuck
very
school. Fuck
skinny.
all
He
this
must have been
bullshit.
like a, what was he? What position?
I think he was a quarterback. Let me see. He was like a depth quarterback.
Oh damn, black quarterback.
Fuck school. Fuck all this black quarterback and all black. Anyway.
This is another good face. A lot of good faces. You know,
I'm not finding any good reviews on Mal. I'm gonna be honest.
this isn't the type of show that people on Mal I think are gonna really go for. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. No, this is good, but in the opposite direction of what I'm thinking. This
Okay.
is November 23rd, 2007. So this is what a time to be. Really, is there a better month you can think of than November 2007? Holy shit!
What was
dude.
going on in November 2007? Yeah, I don't know.
Call of Duty 4.
Oh fuck!
Halo 3. You know, like this is
This guy's life was about to be changed forever.
Yeah, because Call of Duty and Halo are both out. I think BioShock is out.
BioShock was 2006, wasn't it?
I think it's 07. Maybe I'm wrong. He's having a great year. 2007. He might be watching Gurren Lagann as it's coming out. At that
Might
point,
be,
2000.
yeah.
Being a major
BioShock was
fan of
2007, yeah.
being a major fan of Neon Genesis Evangelion, I'm going to say this with some limitations in mind. I consider this series to be on par with Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yep.
Mind you, I never thought I would ever make a statement quite like that. But that is why I try everything and anything when it comes to anime. More often than not, it tends to catch me off guard when I least expect it. This series has an interesting concept, which unfolds itself after a decent bit of foreshadowing. The story itself has a somewhat predictable ending, in my opinion, but it finishes quite well. This is the thing is that if you remove this obvious nonsense about Evangelion, this is almost literally exactly what my thoughts are on this show.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like I mean, like the you know, like the sort of depth of this show amounts to like, you know, characters saying like this world is terrible and fucked up, and then someone will be like, but it's also nice. And as you know, I'm enlightened. That's true. You know, like I've been on mushrooms and been like, wait a second, there's only fucking good things and bad things, and the good things are good. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
like basically just objective fact.
yeah, but like, but it's, you know, it's easy to logic yourself out of it, so that when you realize that's all it is, it's like, oh damn. But you have to put a little bit more work into it than this show, you know, if you're really trying to go for that.
Well, we get there. Hold on. Art-wise, I think presently that most of the prolific stuff is coming out of Kyoto and Artland, with Melancholy / Luck Star and Mushishi, respectively. While it didn't blow me away, it didn't take away from the series itself, which is the main reason I gave it the score I did. These people. Well,
oh, yeah.
hold on.
I forgot I censored some of these screenshots myself, by the way.
Oh, that's very kind of you. So
Yeah.
the viewing audience gets to enjoy. Oh, wow, that's a great censorship there.
I went as small as I could.
Personally, I think it has one of the best opening songs in quite a while, with simple music carrying the words rather nicely.
Carrying
The
the
insert-
words.
The insert music has a habit of blending in with the dialogue, which is a plus in my book. At the end of the series, I really cared about the characters. A lot.
Hell yeah, I'm down. Sure, man.
On top of that, there was a lot more main characters involved, unlike Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I don't know if this even has more characters than Evangelion.
But it did not get bogged down. obviously I found it entertaining.
fucked
But
up.
if I would really have to classify it, it would. If I really had to classify it, it would. There's no comma there, so it's a little. If I really had to classify it, it would be Evangelion's drama mixed with Furry Curry's humor.
Oh, he spells it like with
Furry
R's.
Curry, yeah.
Footy,
Oh, this is
cootie.
2007, baby.
That's crazy. Oh, by the way, what the fuck was Zen guy's power? He had glowing hands at one point. What the fuck was going on with that? I think he explained it at one point, like he has good luck or something, or he wins games. That's totally brushed over. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, they don't really explain any
That
of
is
the powers
so
here.
underwritten.
None of the powers are really explored.
Ayarabu footy cootie. Ew, dude, I don't want fur in my curry.
Okay, let's see. In general, I would recommend this anime to pretty much anyone, especially someone just interested in
Friends,
the genre.
coworkers, parents, grandparents.
Yeah, my mom would
siblings.
love this.
Oh yeah.
But not really well versed in it. Admittedly, I was quite surprised that there were so few people that had actually listed under their anime list, especially given that it is a Gainax, and I think that it is overlooked by too many viewers. A reviewer's rating 10.
All right, guy I sit next to in networking 201. You've seen One Punch Man? I got something for you. I know what's next.
I know that you barely have a grasp of the English language, and having this translated from Japanese into broken English into broken whatever language you speak is not going to go great. But I think this is going to be a riot. Oh, look how cute she is there.
Yeah,
she's so upset. That's the Brocon character. Yeah, there's a Brocon sister in here. Lots of incest in this show. In the case of cousins, like soft incest.
Yeah, cousin is like I see like, yeah, I feel like in Japan, like incest is always sibling stuff. And it's like, it's not that they don't consider cousins to be incest, but it's like cousin is always like a somewhat more innocent, like it's like almost possible. So like, I don't know, like they go a little farther with it, you know? It's also like a kid thing. Like you hang out with your cousins, like you don't know what fucking is, but you want to fuck them. You know,
you get them naked. You want to get them naked.
Yeah, you just want to see your cousins naked for no reason. You're like, I don't know
naked.
why I want to do that. You know.
Yeah, I remember being about 4 years. I have a lot of experience with getting yelled at for things that my cousins did. I talked about the one where my aunt, who I don't know if you've experienced this at all, but did you have any really like authoritarian people in your life at a young age? Did you have anybody who was like a real fucking hardline piece of work who was really to the rules and anything like that? Did you experience any of that?
Maybe a little. I had like one aunt that would like babysit me, and like she was just like more strict. I just like wouldn't believe me when I said like, yes, I'm allowed to watch the TV, and she'd be like, no. But like,
that's wild.
Yeah, I don't know about like hard authoritarians.
My one aunt, her husband was a military. My uncle he's a veteran, and they have like a huge history of veterans in the family. So they're very, very, very much about routine and discipline. And their son, my cousin, was adopted, and he's like, he has some. He's like a clear ADHD case, like a kid who's just can't sit still, like wants to go get into trouble. He's got like a little bit of, and he would do things like we would just go and, we'd just go shoot BB guns, and that's fine. Shooting BB guns. I was maybe a little young. I was maybe like 4, and that scared me a little bit. But like we'd just go up to his room and like look at DVDs. And his mom came in one time and just like, because it was a family party. It was a big family get together. And my cousin wanted to hang out with me because I was another boy cousin, and everybody else was a fucking girl. And it was like, we're going to go hang out. And I'm an older boy. I want to show you the older boy stuff that I have that you don't have as a 4 or 5-year-old. And she comes in and she is screaming her fucking head off. At this point in time, all I know to do is cry. That's how I react to any sort of screaming. And I got yelled at because my cousin brought me up to his room to show me fucking Alien versus Predator on DVD. Like, what fucking bullshit is that? But this is a memory I thought about. That came to mind recently. I had older girl cousins that I don't know, should I talk about this? Maybe I don't even talk about this.
Do it.
Okay. I have older girl cousins. I'm like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They're probably like 9, and they're like maybe 10 or something. And they're like, it's like we're gonna dress up in our bathing suits, and you're gonna tell us which one of us has the best body. And this is
Hell
that
yeah.
and I got fucking screamed at. I don't know why I caught the brunt of this.
Why?
I don't know.
They think you're like pimping.
They I don't remember. I don't even remember which aunt it was, but one of the aunts comes in, and I get fucking yelled at and picked up and thrown out of the room. And I think they probably ended up getting an earful as well. But I definitely was not the person that should be receiving. I didn't know what the fuck was going
It's
on.
like a 4. You said you were like 4?
I maybe was 5, yeah, like at the time.
That's insane.
And I got screamed at because my cousins were fucking like they're just like, being normal kids and like fucking dressing up in bras or whatever.
Yeah,
and fucking
being weirdly passively horny.
Yeah, right. They had no idea what was going on. And I was the only fucking guy around for miles. So
guy.
Yeah.
You're a toddler.
I'm trying to. How do I even process it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that came to me like a few nights ago. I was just, you just sit in bed and you look up at the ceiling and all of the weird traumatic memories you've ever had just come back to you in a rush.
Sure.
That was one that came up where I'm like, why did I get yelled at there? What did I do to get yelled at in that situation? I didn't do anything wrong.
I know. Yeah. Some people like, I can't really understand like the willingness of people to like, not just to like scream at kids, but like you were saying, like one of those was at a Christmas party, just like people are totally willing to just like ruin the atmosphere and the mood of an entire building of people to just fucking scream. I remember in marching band, we were heading back from a competition on a bus. It was like a school bus full of kids, and there's like 2 or 3 parent chaperones there too at the front, and like in the back, some of the kids like some of the older, like probably, I don't know, juniors, they had like a boom box and they were playing music and they were like singing along to the music, and like in the chorus of one of these songs was "Goddamn," and they were doing that, and this lady gets up and like, this was like, she didn't like ask them at first, like there was no warning. She gets up and walks to the back and starts like shrieking at the top of her fucking lungs, like as much volume as her body can produce, like screaming, like a crazy person out of nowhere. Like if she had literally just been like, guys, stop, please, like one time. It was so insane.
Hey, bitch, did you not know what you signed up for? Chaperoning fucking children? Like, did you think it was gonna be quiet? Do you think they were gonna be playing fucking jacks back there?
It's like, yeah, just maybe like just try some number between 0 and 100. You don't have to go all the way there. Right off the bat. Like, I don't know why people can't just like try a little bit at first. It's like, because it's not like it's not like there's a shitty like 13-year-old. These are like almost adults at this point. They're like 16 or 17 or whatever. So weird.
I think we've talked about before how I will almost certainly go my entire life without ever being in a fight. Like this point forward, I will probably almost certainly, like 99.9% chance, never get into a fight for my entire life.
Yeah.
Full on screaming at the top of my lungs, barring some sort of totally out of nowhere dramatic, like horrifying experience that, heaven forbid what that even be, not screaming ever. Never going to reach full tilt scream.
Unless you're having a really good time.
Yeah, unless the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl, in which case, holy shit,
I'm just having a fucking awesome New Year's,
I'm gonna blow out my fucking voice box. But like full on scream in rage It's just never gonna happen.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, dude.
I've seen like the full strata of human emotional experiences, barring like my girlfriend fucking cheating on me or something. You
Yeah.
know, like and even then, I think I would probably be more likely to just murder them. I think that's probably like no. We've talked about this obvious joke before of we really need to make sure that people understand that like just killing your wife is on the table, and that goes for husbands as well. like I think that we've gotten a little soft on just how quickly, because there are a lot of people that like end up in situations where they're getting divorced in like a shitty way, where really they're not at fault and they don't deserve it. And I think that we need to understand that like victimizing a person who trusts you completely can result in you just actually being killed. Like I think that we need to kind of reestablish that. I'm not saying like wanton murder for no reason. I'm saying like if somebody who you trust with your entire existence does something to fundamentally undermine that, they need to really seriously consider in the back of their head, like maybe if I got caught doing this, I will be killed.
Yeah, that's how you know that's that's how you know there's not too much true love around anymore. Is that you'd think a lot more people would be getting murdered.
It's a passion.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, my husband has another family. It's like, well, I think no, that other family doesn't have a fucking dad around anymore because he's fucking dead. You know, like that's what I'm talking about. That's true equity right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is and obviously it goes both ways, because there are a lot of situations where women slowly poison their husbands rather than just manning up and
There's a weird number
murdering
of
them in cold blood.
It's always drain cleaner, and it's always like in the coffee, and it's like even if it like occasionally it works and like he dies, but it's like how'd you think that was gonna? You thought that was sneaky?
You're not sending a message either, because they need to know what's happening. They need to understand the consequence of their actions. Where it's like, if they just die slowly from being sick, they don't grasp that it's a direct result of things that they've done. Like there needs to, and then it's like it's just in the news of like, oh, woman poisons her husband. It's like, no, we need
you take them on a cruise and then you throw them off the side. It's impossible to get convicted for it. And they have to tread water for hours, like thinking about why you did that to them, because they know it was you, because you were standing right there. They felt your arm push them,
Like when they look up, they won't see you there on the bow, but they'll know.
They'll know.
Yeah, and like maybe there'll be that little bit of hope. They're like, oh, someone's gonna come back and throw me.
They'll start turning around any second now. Yeah, I think it's turning. Yeah, it's getting smaller, but it takes a while to turn. Like it's gonna, it takes them a couple miles to turn probably, but it's definitely gonna turn, right? Right?
Yeah, and like that's. I'm not saying that everybody should do this, and I'm not saying you should just pull that off. Like,
you shouldn't do it. But I'm just surprised. Like that's how you would do it.
It seems like a reasonable response in some situations.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand in some situations.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I would do it. I'm just shocked that it doesn't happen. I'm shocked that there isn't a precedent, of like, because people will just go be like serial cheaters that will cheat on. Which can you imagine? Like, can you imagine being a person who's like, I am in a committed relationship with this person, and what I need is more stress in my life. Like I need to introduce not just a normal amount of relationship stress, but an amplified level of relationship stress, where for certain that person that you're cheating with wants to be in a relationship with you. Where it's like they're like, oh yeah, like I'm cheating on my wife with this other woman. That other woman isn't being like, oh, that's fine, I'm just fucking you, because that's not how that works.
Women great at keeping secrets, famously.
Right? Yeah, that's a good idea. Fucking.
I saw a video of a guy. A guy was holding a camera, and like pointing the camera at his wife, and he was also pointing a shotgun at his wife. He was like a British guy. And he was like, I'm going to shoot you now. Goodbye, Charlize, or whatever her name was. And And, you know, it cut out, but it was like, and then he shot her with the shotgun, and I was like, oh my God, that's so terrible. And then you read the story, and it was like, yeah, she had an affair with him, and then stole all his money, all his life savings, and gave it to the guy she was cheating with. And I was like, okay, yep.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like, yeah,
right.
you
see
shoot,
what I'm
you
saying?
shoot your wife with a shotgun, then you shoot yourself. Yeah, no, that's really all you can really do at that point.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, like that's really like, what the fuck else are you gonna do at that point, buddy? You
The
know?
second you hear the explanation, you're like, duh.
Yeah, come
Like,
on.
like,
Yeah.
don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. They're like, well, don't you be a fucking judgmental douchebag about that one. It's like, are you gonna cape for this lady that robbed this man? Yeah, no, come on, that's a cut and dry.
Yeah.
He should get off. He should get off.
Yeah,
If
and
he-
then,
if he-
well, if he didn't, I forget if he actually shot himself. I don't know, but
Yeah.
like, but yeah, you know, it's a continuum. There's there's much less reasonable reasons, and then there's
Of
like right, and then
course.
there's like right in the middle where it's like, yeah, she would scream at me for falling asleep because I work 10-hour days, you know, and it's like
That's on you. That's on you. You got to break up with her. If it's if it's not doing like irreparable damage, if it's a thing where it's like you're just acting like a fucking like a little pussy, that's on you. You gotta
yeah.
fucking own up to that and make that change. But if it's a thing where you're like a true victim, I just can't bring myself to really judge you that much. You know, like, and that, yeah, like I said, it goes both ways. You know, it's like, but anyway, to come off of this sort of soft endorsement of murder and instead not, which I guess is a step down from actual threats, which we've done before. This is I don't have any further thoughts on this ugly yet beautiful world.
Mm-hmm.
You get a bunch of screen. This is great. This is a great scene because you get the naked girl once, and then you get the naked girl again when you draw.
Yeah, you have
drawing.
you have and I caught this watching it the second time. You know, like she catches the fish, she's hugging the fish naked, and then the I think Rio's drawing her because he's good at everything, obviously. And his sister's there, and she goes, "Hey, why are you tilting your head?" Like she's posing for it, like she knows. That's funny. Yep. The girls are bad at cooking. That's an anime joke. That's a good anime ass joke right there. Yeah, we talked about the hot springs. You know, Mari is still unlike Mari.
episode.
Grow some balls, man.
This is probably the best episode of the show.
It's fun,
This
yeah.
is- yeah,
Wanna go
I just
camping.
the way that it ends up and with them and come on, it's great stuff. It almost makes you wish that it was just a goofy. Oh, you had a JoJo outfit here, yeah.
Yeah, it also gave me like that's very Abenomashi to me, just like having a character suddenly be in this outfit, you know.
Sure.
Some more censoring I did, some more expert censoring.
See, like this is great because you
That's so good.
wonder. You wonder, you're like, it's like there's no way they're gonna do all of them. Then they get every single goddamn one.
All of them, slow pans, yeah, top to bottom.
Yeah, no, this is definitely worth $25 at your local FYE. Out of the 17+ section, your older brother buys it for you, and you have to give him money for smokes. You give him an additional $5, and he buys a pack of cigarettes for
Yeah,
himself.
I'll trade you Driver 3 for this. You know.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck it. Fuck Driver 3. Yeah. Oh, come on. Another great episode. Oh, because you get all the girls.
Oh yeah, this is another one where they just suddenly have a job. Like I guess his aunt and uncle own a shop, like a shack that sells food at a beach. That's out of nowhere, and now they're just all working there all of a sudden. There was
We
maybe
also
one
go
line
into
of dialogue.
Chibi Zone. We
Yeah,
get
there's
into
a lot
Chibi
of
Zone for the whole time.
Very guy next thing. It's like, yeah, we're having a more, even though it's like not a much more comedic episode than the other episodes. Like this one's gonna be more chibi, you know, like that episode of Kill la Kill where everyone's chibi. Or that episode
licking
of
the mail off of her faces.
Yep,
That's a move.
when you're Rio, they let you do it.
True.
There's a lot of falling over, a lot of this is a big Kissu episode. They're talking about kissing a lot of falling on stuff.
Like imagine being one of these teenage boys that just gets to go to this fucking Are they drinking sake? Or she has sake. But,
She's got it.
But they're just serving food like okonomiyaki or something. And these boys just get to go there and ogle all these girls. That's gonna make a lot of money. That's
oh yeah, for sure, dude.
Making boku.
We got to go to some kind of maid cafe or something.
We should just start planning. Boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So live planning on the podcast.
Hey, that'd be okay content for like a live stream.
Well, let's do a stream.
Looking through Japan places.
She's a little fucking.
It's like, oh, I'm just an alien. I have no idea what I'm doing. Arched back, fucking chest protruding.
Oh, she pussy pressed up against his dick.
Like the things she knows and the things she doesn't know, like doesn't make any sense. Like she doesn't know what death is, but she knows like all this other stuff. I don't know. Like there's no rhyme or reason to it. A little girl on girl action on here in here also.
You have to be so ingrained in anime and having seen all of this Gynax shit to not immediately think that this is complete trash. I don't know. You have to have like a solid 3 or 4 years underneath your belt to go.
You have to truly understand how low. You have to watch episode 1 of hundreds of seasonal anime to understand how dark the depths can truly become.
Yeah, this is probably actually just like terrible. But I
don't think it's terrible.
No, but the thing is it's also like nothing. So we've earned the right to enjoy this. This is like I have had so much of a harder time watching other shows than this that I feel entitled to enjoy this total crap basically where it's not meaningful, it's not saying anything, it's just totally pleasurable, middle of the road anime from 2006, and goddamn, do I like that!
It's some anime anime.
Yep.
They have their own
background gags.
They have their own like central dogma, test tube shit in here.
Her character might be the most inconsistent in the entire show.
They don't even explain why she's staying. She's living with them. They don't explain why she's living with them. She just shows up, and there's no explanation.
I think they're putting her up there so that she can observe.
I guess, but like, she's like a scientist or something. Like, get a hotel. That's so strange.
Well, I think the idea is that the closer in proximity that she is, the more that she can observe the phenomena going on there.
Well, that's why she wants to live with them. But why are they letting her live with them?
They rent out that room. They have like a hostile element of their living situation. Yeah.
So complicated.
We should try to find one of those while we're in Japan.
A hot slut, or like a room.
Both, ideally. But
doing an impression of a seal pulling itself up on a rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go full Little Mermaid there. Look at that face shadow. That's. I don't want to say that's
the neck on that
to me, but that looks Shaft to me. Like that really hard shadow with the kind of like evilish eyes. That feels like Shaft.
Oh, it could be
something about that look. That is a hell of a neck, though. Yeah. Oh my God! Sorry,
Mars being a mechanic in this episode.
I ran off. God, what a tramp! I ran out of things to say about the show well before you ran into the screenshots.
Yeah, you started saying that like an hour ago.
Yeah, this is like this is very much in the same vein as a Bakemonogatari, where you have to experience it. You know, you can't really. I can't tell you what makes it so good. Yeah, you have to drink 3 beers while watching 2 episodes of this show to really understand and grasp the depth of the quality.
And now in this episode, suddenly they're working at like a scrapyard or something. Also we didn't like fully explain, but yeah, like the explanation of what's going on is that, or we kind of said it, but yeah, she was sent, this was like one entity that was sent to do another mass extinction on Earth, but then when it contacted what's his face and Rio, it split into 2 entities that were like influenced by them, and so that's what happened. There's still a little bit that wants to destroy it all, but then he kisses her, so she doesn't, I guess.
This looking at your laptop in the tub thing is the most relatable shit I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, you're into that.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
so me. It's so me. I have huge tits too, so it's kind of
that's yeah.
it's literally me.
Mm-hmm. And
That's a cute outfit. What a cute outfit she has there with
a lot of
the
good
pink,
fashion
the
in
pink
this. I like
skirt
all
and,
the even when people are wearing like simple fashion, it's drawn. They're just so good at drawing. Like even when there's not like a ton of animation, they're just the clothes sit so well on the characters.
the scene from that this is from is like the most by the books bog standard
Yeah,
scene that
Mari's
exists
just
in anime.
she's
Run that
cuck-queening.
shit back. Run that shit back real quick. Because like if you just take that still out of context, that looks like something that would happen. It looks so dramatic. The look on her face is perfect. It's the like her pose, the look on her face, the framing, it's bang on. And it like if it were in a show that had real like narrative that mattered, that would be like heartbreaking. But because it's in the show with the lowest stakes I've ever seen in my life, that it doesn't hit the way it should. But like they're just so technically good at framing and executing these beats that unfortunately just don't have much weight.
Yeah, and then like this silly T-Rex thing shows up and explodes into bones.
Yeah, he doesn't even get a chance. He fucking straight jobs here, man.
No, yeah, the monsters don't last a very long time. And then like the scientist lady Jennifer, she like spills the beans to everyone, so like everyone like knows what's going on now. And even though they know these chicks are from space, Takeru is like completely incredulous and like refuses to believe her, as if he had any semblance of a theory of his own. He's just like, no, that can't be. Like, even though I know she's an alien, she can't be that type of alien. Like,
I
what?
saw her fall down from the sky and split into two people.
Yeah, like what?
But yeah, she's got a little alien buddy. Like
yeah. Come on, man.
I'm taking every single thing she says at face value, which is the God problem, by the way. But anyway.
By the way, a lot of these last few episodes, there's a lot of mentions of the term ED, which made me laugh very hard. They start having these this running joke about the girls like waking him up and he has morning wood, and then they start talking about ED, and it's sort of like watching Miami Vice where they just constantly are talking about loads, where it's like I already can't really take the show seriously, and now they're just constantly talking about the awakened ED, and I'm like, oh man, that's funny. Yeah. Yep. So there's a lot of ED.
Yeah. This character, this semi-transformed character design sucks.
That's bad.
Yeah. Again,
Ionius,
looks like a Digimon.
Transforms. Yeah. By the way, yeah, the subs being bad. On that note, when they try to hastily sort of wrap up the thing, like his hangups with being abandoned by his mom. When you're talking about a parent abandoning you, the word to use is not dumped. You are not dumped by your mom. That is not what that means. That's not what that is at all. Thank you. That's a public service announcement.
Yep. Important to get that out there.
Yep. And then
man, my family totally dumped me.
Here it is right here. This is the screenshot. This is the most anime screenshot I have ever taken. This is it right here. Perfect. Okay.
Is the one of Robot in the background with the
red
the
sky with the butterflies,
Yep.
Robot, thigh high
highs.
skirt. It's
Yep.
I was so happy when I saw this.
I knew you were going to screen cap this because like those thigh highs, a little bit of compression on the thigh there, just tasteful little amount.
They noted, just a tiny bit. Yeah, it's got everything. It's got everything, dude.
This is you could slide this into any Gynax program somewhere.
And also, every Gynax show like in this era, literally everyone has a robot design that is the Garen, like with the
like
face.
A proto gunman.
Yeah.
It's they were working their way there slowly. This is like the This is like the pre-evolution in Pokemon, where they introduced the baby Pokemon. This is the baby Pokemon of Tigerin.
But yeah, I just saw this and I was like, God damn, that's some anime right there. Whew.
Put that on the back of the box.
Yeah, this last episode is well animated. It's got some crazy colors going on. Some good visual direction. They beat a big monster again very fast.
A full grasp for what the big monster was gonna be. It didn't really coalesce into
Yeah,
like
it was
a
kind
clear
of vague.
threat.
You know, it was gonna end the world or whatever. But yeah, it was a big nasty guy. And then the girls disappear into space. Hikari kind of looks like Nanoha. I realized it's not really important. I just thought I would note that. Also, kind of like a cross between Nanoha and a sad dog. Also a very funny thing is Ryo, like the conclusion of it, he's like suddenly like Akari to his sister. He's like, our parents are alive. We just have to look for them. And it's like, wait, they were alive? How do you know you have to look for them? Like,
Also, why do you want to look for them?
yeah,
They
like
abandoned you.
they definitely don't. Yeah, like you
That's
have
not
to,
gonna be
you
a good
have
thing.
to you have to look for them. Like Hey Arnold. Like you have to go to the jungle. Like what does that mean?
No, these people didn't go missing. These people fucking dumped. They dumped you. Didn't
They
you hear?
didn't get abducted. They didn't fucking. They didn't get lost.
Their plane didn't go down. The ship didn't go down. Bitch, they didn't even go out for cigarettes. They straight up said they're gone.
They
They're
don't.
like,
Yeah, they don't want
they want-
any of this.
You suck. You like,
They were like, oh, our kids clearly want to fuck each other. This is weird. We're getting out of here. Why is Jennifer riding the giant monster all of a sudden? It's just nonsense, you know?
with the passive look after being a maniac the entire show? She's got this sort of like, oh, I'm just along
She's
for
like
the
into
ride.
it. Yeah. Ionius just turns into fucking sand at the end. They do a Lance of Longinus.
Yeah, I really do.
You talk about something while I use the bathroom.
Sure, I'm going to talk about the updates to the Commander ban list.
Perfect.
So in Commander, for Magic the Gathering, the most popular format right now, they banned 4 cards today. They banned Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Darkside Extortionist, and Nadu Winged Wisdom. And that has gigantic implications for competitive EDH, which is the format that I am playing right now. And it is going to completely destabilize everything and throw it into chaos. We are in full-on Grixis hell. It is for absolute laymen, they made major balance changes to the game that are going to wreck the competitive version of the most popular format. So people are rightfully quite upset about this. I am upset about this. I had just gotten into playing this game in the last 2 months, and having this major of a shakeup, and 3 of those 4 cards are in the deck that I play. I did not pay for any of those cards, mercifully, but there are a lot of people that lost multiple thousands of dollars because the cards that they were playing with have been banned basically arbitrarily. The rules committee, which are explicitly banning based on what they determine to be like the ideal way to play this format, not necessarily like taking into account all of the different ways the format can be played, decided to ban those cards. People lost thousands of bucks.
I am reminded.
Declan's
What does
back.
that mean?
Yes. I don't know.
Are you ready for some football? And at the end, Mari gets a haircut. But
I
she
like
hasn't.
the haircut.
But she hasn't undergone any character development, so I don't know why she got the haircut.
No, she still wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Still wants to fuck, yeah. This is some Evangelion-ass shit. Here.
Even oh yeah, very. And then at the end, like even, yeah, the parents are like, "She's serious about that?" Even they're starting to get worried. You know, they're starting to worry it's not a phase. I think it's ridiculous that they basically used Lotus and Crypt as selling points. Were you talking about Magic or something?
Oh, we're deep. This is deep Magic talk right now.
goddamn.
I completely agree, Happy D. I completely agree. It's a load of bullshit. I guarantee you that the rules committee dumped. I guarantee you the rules committee dumped all of their cards before making that ban.
Print this bad boy.
That's
all I know about Magic.
That's the only thing you need to know. It's the sickest thing
the
ever said
thing.
about Magic.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Even when you get the greater context, it's even better. It's just perfect. He's just being a bastard. Anyway, I got keep flipping through them screens.
Yeah.
God.
That's a
Look at
weird.
this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Such a good character design, though.
It must be such a pain.
There's also this subplot of him like fixing up motorcycles. Apparently, he got it done somehow. I don't know how a 15-year-old did that.
Well, this is a dream. This is like a dream of
oh,
them
right.
together.
Okay. Yeah, because it has to be Evangelion, and they have to go through like an alternate reality.
I think that you're totally right talking about the collective trauma of having Evangelion come out of the studio, where it's like this is 11 years after Evangelion came out.
It's like doing ayahuasca. Like you can't. That's all there is now. It just totally resets you, and you can't escape like this thought loop.
Well, you're never gonna make anything that makes that much money ever again. No matter how hard you try, and it's got to be kind of frustrating and confusing, and like you have the pressure of that coming out because like what else is so Gainax, they had done Gunbuster, they had done Nadia, they had done what were the other stuff they had put out? Is that it?
Wings
is that all they had really?
Or no, that wasn't. Was Haname's Gainax or was just Ano on that?
Let's see.
I don't think that. I can't even remember now.
Gainax. So they did Nadia and then Evangelion. Like that's like the first two things they ever made, and then from there,
there's also Gunbuster and
Gunbuster is an OVA. Yeah, that's true. But like you're just beholden to that. And then if you look at like the stuff that came afterwards,
the Wings of Honiamize.
Like they don't make anything of that renown until Gurren Lagann, a full, decade plus later.
Appleseed.
That's got to be rough,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But they Die Buster, which was kind of like, I don't know how that was received over there, but I think Die Buster is kind of more of just a curio over here. I don't know that anybody really cares about Die Buster. I certainly don't.
Like the opening. This is a screenshot where I thought she looked the most like Nanoha. Which wasn't that? Wait, was that? That wasn't Shaft, but there was like a Shaft guy involved in Nanoha, wasn't there? Oh, I think the movie was directed by Shimbo or something.
Yes, it was directed by Shimbo. That's correct. He did the series as well.
Oh, he did. Okay, but it was like JC Staff, I think.
It's 7 arcs.
Yes. Oh, right, yeah. But yeah, it's a bit of a reset ending.
Show nipples through the shirts in this show. I think that's good. There's a lot of I noticed a few moments where girls would be like leaning over, or like they'd be like a little perky, like they'd have some pert nips underneath the shirts that you could see, in like a way where like the boob curves up under and then rolls right into the nipple.
It is. I'm not even joking. It is actually quite tasteful. Like they're never like really like. I mean, okay, fine. Sometimes they are just like panning over the boobs, but I don't know. It's so casually done, like passively. Like it's not even. It doesn't even seem like they're. It doesn't feel like they're forcing it too much. But you know, you notice, you see.
The guys don't like fondle them or anything. It's not like you have like
there is a little bit of falling on top of guys, but like they don't fall on top of them. They're groping the boobs, yeah.
Oh no, it's like they fall on top of them and they're like, no, we can't do this.
There's only one walking in on someone changing scene, so
this is me trying to do a sell to somebody I'm watching.
Yeah,
I'm on the school bus.
You're on a first date.
2008. Yeah.
You're wearing a blazer at like a Michelin star restaurant.
I'm wearing a blazer at Cece's.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a lady to a real restaurant. I gotta see if she can hang before we fucking go to. eat some real food. I got nothing else. I might try to go to a Michelin-style restaurant while I'm over in Europe.
Oh shit, that'd be wild.
Austria's got a few. I also Hungary's right next door, so I could maybe zip over to Hungary for a day or something. They have a lot actually. When I was on the call with the producer or director for the doc, he's like, "Yeah, just a heads up. There's going to be a day in there where we were scheduling to not have any work because we want to go skiing." Because there's apparently some really awesome mountains to ski there.
I fucking bet.
That are right next to where we're shooting, and I'm like, fucking sign me up, dude. I'm ready to go. So, more details on that to come. But that's the most exciting thing that's happened to me in a long time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anything else?
No. This was a strange show.
You have a slow burn outro you could start playing. We could talk ourselves out here as you.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
This is a strange show. I can't say that I don't like it. I also can't say that it's good, but I did enjoy watching it. It's very pleasant view. It's like just something about that era, you know. It just works for me. It just clicks.
Yeah, I don't know if I can recommend it to everyone, but it is of a particular flavor that I am an enjoyer of.
You need something after you're done watching Nurse Witch Komugi. Maybe you just spin this up as like a little bit of a counterpoint.
Amenobashi, Nurse Witch Komugi. Watch some Onegai Teacher. Watch.
Yeah.
God damn, you're gonna be on the sex offender registry if you want to. Get there in less than a week. Just marathon all that stuff.
Yeah, talk to people about it. Go to work and tell them that you're watching these things. Describe them in detail. What happens?
Yeah, just totally innocently, just like objectively, with no enthusiasm. Just describe them exactly as they are.
Yeah.
And you'll be tackled to the ground by people.
Yeah, and this works for any place. Like any place of work, even if you're on like an aircraft carrier, or if you're on like an oil rig out in the ocean, you know, make sure that you just disseminate all of the content that you're watching.
Watch this on your heads-up display in the F-16 that you pilot, and see what I just want to see what punishment they invent for you specifically, because they're not going to do a traditional one. They're going to have to make a new one for you, and I think it would be interesting to see what they come up with.
Right.
If you try to spin it as a sort of as like some kind of like, you know, if you try to make it into like some kind of identity thing where it's like some kind of queer thing where you have to watch this to like keep from going berserk, like you have to watch, you know, shows like this on a regular basis. Maybe they'll go easy on you, or you can try and just maximize. You can try to punishment max, and you can try to be like, I'm a sick
you might get off on that.
You could go either way with it, you know?
I don't get off on that, but I'm not saying you can't. You know?
Yeah, I'm not trying to fuck your freak or whatever they say now.
Yeah, you're in basic training. You have to be up at 6 in the morning to go run, and you're up till 4 in the morning watching this, beating off on your phone.
Yeah, every day I wake up at 2 a.m. to hit the bag and to watch a 2000s ecchi anime.
Yeah, this is what Mark Wahlberg is talking about when he says he wakes up at 3 a.m.
This is what he's doing.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. This is Mark I've actually confirmed this, so you can quote me on this. Put this on his Wikipedia page. This is Mark Wahlberg's favorite anime.
Wow. There you go. All right, cool. Thank you, everybody. Another successful episode.
Another happy landing. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know why we decided to go out on this very creepy rendition of this song, but
it's fitting.
Yeah, it's haunting, and thought-provoking, just like this show.
Yeah.
So
it's ugly yet beautiful.
Have yourself some thinking. Goodbye.